All right, joining me now is Roberto Romero, who will be back in the UFC octagon April the 12th at UFC 314 when he takes on Alberto Montez. Roberto, how are you?
Hey, what's up, my brother? I'm good. I'm good. What about you?
I am doing well, and we're all really excited to see you back in the cage, especially after your debut performance, obviously coming in on short notice against a really tough guy in David Onama. And you really, I think, got a lot of fans from your grit and just your fan-friendly style. What has life been like for you since then? I think that was in November, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. That was in November, and now, man, like everything has been going well. People has been very nice to me. He's been sending me messages. He's been sending me support and all his power to do this. I'm very excited.
How has your life changed since getting into the UFC? Like, are you getting recognized a lot more? Like, how is it different for you?
Well, it happens to me one time. I was in Costco. I was seeing the meat, and one guy, he came to me. He reached out to me, and he was like, "Oh, Roberto, I really like your fight," and he take a picture with me. And honestly, like I feel very like amazing. Like that never happens to me before, and it's not like everything is being changed super crazy, but like my mindset, my focus, everything is being changed, more focus now that I'm on the UFC, and now on the next fight, I'm all focused on it.
Can't wait for it, man. UFC 314 is going to be an amazing card. We're going to get into that shortly. I first, just want to ask you a little bit about the matchup with Onama. You were a huge
Mhm.
underdog, again, coming in on short notice. I thought you were going to get him out of there in the first round. You had him hurt. Like, looking back on the fight now, obviously you've talked about it a little bit, post fight, but just like run me through your emotions now that there's a lot of time that's gone by. You've been able to watch it, I'm sure, numerous times. Like, what are your thoughts looking back now?
Well, no, as you say, it was a greatest fight, like very excited. I knew I almost got it on the first round. I just took a bad decision going for the back take, you know. But everything is experience at the end of the day, like every mistake you do, uh, you gotta learn for it. So that's what I've been doing. I've been taking notes from my last fight, what it was working, what it was the stuff that it wasn't work, uh, my mistakes and everything. So I feel more ready this time. Obviously now that I have a fight camp too. Uh, Last time it was just like 4 days notice. So it's not excuse, but obviously it makes a big difference at the end of the day having a fight cam or not. So I feeling very ready this time, ready to go.
Tell me, what was it like fighting, your UFC debut in New York City at Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena? Like, what was that like? Just that has to be a bucket list thing that you just can check off as something that you've always, I imagine, wanted to do.
Yeah, no, honestly, yeah, man. Like at the beginning, when I was on the fight, when everything was happening, I was trying just to stay focused, like try not to get so excited, so happy. Obviously, it's impossible not to get happy. Like I was super happy, I was enjoying every moment. But as I say, I was just trying to stay calm, trying to stay focused. But yeah, man, honestly, everything was a great experience just walking out of the arena. I mean, on the walkout in the arena, the weighing, being with the people, all the energy that you get from the people, man. I swear of God, when I was walking out, I just feeling the ground. It was like shaking, just because the people was going crazy. And oh man, it was super, super great experience. Honestly, I feel very, very grateful for living that. And well, very happy, very happy now. Focus on the next step.
What were those nerves like, before your UFC debut? You hear a lot of fighters talk about like the octagon jitters the first time. I mean, it's the biggest promotion in the world, right? You must feel some sort of extra anxiety. Can you kind of tell me what that was like for you?
Honestly, man, like obviously I start feeling like the pressure, the nervous, that that flavor, that the fight gives you. But at the same time, I feel because it was super fast, everything, I didn't even have time to process well. So I didn't feel like I was just feeling ready to go. I remember when I was on the backstage, almost going to a walkout. I was just like, I want to get there, I want to get there. I want to start fight with him already. So yeah, I think just because everything was super fast, I didn't even have time to feel the pressure, you know. But yeah, like obviously I was feeling like nervous. So I was feeling excited, excited to go, but not same as other times, Other times I've been feeling more nervous. I've been feeling like more pressure, probably because all the fight camp, you think about all the work that you've been doing. But this last time it was like, as we saying, like just 4 days notice. So it was just like, fuck it, let's just do it, Let's just do it. It's the moment.
Yeah, well, you definitely went in there and fought your heart out. One last question about this
Thank you, bro.
matchup with Onama. This fight was obviously
But
at 155. How much of a difference
yeah.
did that play, good or bad for you?
No, I mean that was because at the beginning it was going to be 145 the fight, but because I took the fight short notice and I was obviously a little bit heavier, so the manager started talking with the matchmaker with Chen Shelby, and so they start like fixing up the things to make it happen and they changed it to 155. That's why it was in 155. But nah, I was feeling the same, like just obviously not the preparation that I used to have before, but I don't think that really make a big difference.
Do you foresee fighting in another weight class in your future in the UFC, or do you feel like 145 will be mostly where we'll see you at?
No, I think I'm gonna be fighting mostly at 145 because yeah, man, honestly, 155, um,
Those
I
guys are
think
big.
those guys are big, even 145 you can see tall guys. So imagine 155, imagine a tall guy and big as well. So nah, I'm gonna stay on 145 for now and try to secure my place on the UFC, and then maybe we can start thinking about that. But right now, just stay right where we at.
Okay, I love it. When you look at the featherweight division, tell me your thoughts. Obviously, Topuria has vacated and is now going up to 155. Let me just start there. How do you feel like he's going to do at 155 with the top of the heap there?
Honestly, I don't know. I'm excited to see because honestly, I know Topuria is a big guy. He looks buff, but like there's in 155 there's monsters. Like there's bigger guys there. Like for example, Islam. Like he's super big. Like he's almost like a welterweight. So I don't know. I'm interesting to see how he's gonna do. I know he's super good too, so I don't have a doubt that he can make it. So that's why I'm excited to see. Because I know he can make it, but it's a big challenge for him.
Definitely going to be interesting. The main event of UFC 314 is Volkanovski versus Diego Lopes. Break that fight down for me, man. Like, what do you think we're going to see in that title fight?
Oh man, I don't know. I think we're gonna see a dog fight. They are both very good fighters on his stand up. Uh, Obviously, I really think that if things go into the ground, I really think maybe Diego can have a chance to submit Volkanovski. I know he's very good defending submissions because we already see that with Brian Ortega, but like in MMA, everything can happen. Like everything can change in one moment. So I really think in the ground, probably Diego can submit Volkanovski, but on the stand up, I don't know. I don't know. I'm excited to see that. Probably Volkanovski is gonna make it better if he can make it to the third, fourth, and fifth round. Because we seen Diego on the last rounds. We can see that he gets a little bit tired, but Volk he always keep the pace. So I don't know. That might be a good. That might be a key. For the
Sure.
win.
It's going to be a fun
Yeah,
fight, no doubt, man. The
yeah.
co-main event. Michael Chandler, Paddy Pimblett. Just give me a prediction. How do you see that fight ending?
Eesh, I don't know. I think probably Pivlet because he's younger and he have his moment, you know. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I think.
Okay, going with Patty. All right. Let's talk a little bit
Yeah,
about your opponent, Alberto Montez. This is his UFC debut. He had a round two Anaconda choke victory at Contender Series. He's got six submission victories. It seems like maybe this could be a clash of styles. A guy that's really good on the ground. Not to say that you're not, but I think you're more known for your stand up, your
yeah.
boxing, and your pressure. Is that what you think this fight is going to come down to? Kind of like a clash of styles, and who can implement that?
No, yeah, honestly, like for that fight, that was my prediction, you know, as you say, of a fight between two styles. He's more like a ground fighter, more like a jiu-jitsu fighter, and I'm more like a stand-up fighter. But man, I don't know if that's gonna happen, honestly, because this is something that they just told me yesterday. Apparently, they're gonna move my fight to April 26th. So apparently he got injured. I don't know. He pulled out a fight. So yeah, I don't know if they tell you this before, but yeah, this just happened. They changed my fight, you know?
No kidding. So they just said this yesterday. You found this out yesterday?
Yeah, I just found out this yesterday. As I tell you, I don't know. I guess he got injured. I don't know, but he pulled out a fight, and now UFC is trying to get me a new opponent for Kansas in April 26th, I believe.
Man, okay. Well, that are
Yeah.
you disappointed? I mean, because going to Miami, fighting at UFC 314,
Yeah.
I would have to imagine that would be maybe where your heart and mind would would want to be fighting at.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, it's like I have like two points of view, you know, like obviously I'm sad because it was going to be a super good opportunity for me to be in that fight card, you know, but also what can I do, you know, like I just have to stay focused, you know. I mean, obviously I would love to fight in Miami, but now that they just tell me that, like what can I do, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously I was very excited to be there, but man, that's how that's how it is, you know. This is how the sport is. I hope Alberto is okay. I hope we can make this matchup on the future because I was very excited to fight him. But yeah, man, this is the little bad news, you know.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you breaking that here with me. So, but the
Yeah.
matchup is still locked in. They're just moving it to a new date, right? That's still, they're not going to change the opponent.
No, apparently they're gonna change the opponent too, so that's what I don't know what happened with Alberto. I hope he's okay, you know. But yeah, they are looking for a new guy for me in a new day too.
Wow. Okay. So I had so many more questions to ask you about Alberto, but if that's not the plan, did they give you any names? Did they tell you anyone specific that maybe they're kind of entertaining?
No, apparently we don't have a name yet, but they are looking for it already. So hopefully we can have news soon, you know?
Mhm. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. So how is that going to change your camp now? Like, does it just delay it essentially, or you just stay right in the thick of things? Like, how do you change your training now?
No, well, we're just gonna keep grinding, you know, like it's still it was like 3 weeks out. So anyways, we're gonna keep training hard probably like until the fight week. So we're just gonna keep grinding a little bit more, 2 more weeks. Weight is good. Thank God I don't have to worry too much about it. So and also I've been feeling good. My cardio is good. My preparation I think is good. No injuries, thank God. So we're just gonna try to keep it like that, you know, keep the pace and yeah, man, keep grinding and keep waiting for the next guy and next for the next new, you know?
Okay. And it's Timo Yama, right? That's where you're training out of. Who are like
Yeah.
the main guys that you're typically around day to day getting your work in with?
Well, I one of the main guys that we have there is Fernando Padilla. You guys know him. He fights on the UFC too. He's a UFC featherweight. We have Fernando Padilla. We have Carlos Parza. You know the ex UFC champion.
Cookie Monster.
Uh, yeah, the Cookie Monster. We have you. I don't know if you guys remember this guy. He's Humberto Bandenay. He used to fight in the UFC too before. He's from Peru. We have that guy. I think he can make it back to the UFC soon. I believe so. So we have that guy, and for right now, we have also Gianni. You know Gianni Vasquez.
Yes.
He's the champion from UNF. And yeah, we have a lot of people from Muay Thai coming to the gym too, because our gym, we have a lot of schools that we are friends, you know. So they are mostly like Muay Thai schools. So they come to our gym and they help us to do sparring, you know. We always have good rounds with those guys. I really appreciate it to them.
So you got a bunch of killers around you. I wanted to ask you too,
Yeah.
Roberto, man, like what is it like, just from your point of view, just the history when it comes from, Mexican fighters in general and just how many great
Mhm.
fighters there are. Like, what does that mean to kind of carry on that legacy? And is there someone in particular that maybe you looked up to when you were a kid coming up?
Yeah, man, like as honestly as you say, in Mexico, we all know, for example, Julio Cesar Chavez, you know, we all know Canelo, we all know Juan Manuel Marquez, you know. So yeah, man, I really believe fighting in Mexico is super deep on the culture, you know. For us as a Mexicans, it's a really proud, like to say Canelo, you know, Canelo is Mexican, Juan Manuel Marquez, you know, when people is talking about them, we know they talking about Mexico too, you know. So it's really proud for us, you know, to having those guys, you know, on our history. And yeah, man, me now as a Mexican fighter now, active Mexican fighter, is a really big responsibility because people obviously expect a lot from you. You know, they really believe in you, but they expect a lot from you, and it's okay, you know, because man, like for example, in Mexico, we don't have a lot of opportunities. So sometimes when you see when you see on the TV, like for example, Canelo winning on the top of the world and putting the Mexico flag on the top of the world is super a big moment for us, you know. So that's something that I want to give it to the Mexican people, you know, that someday they can put the TV on and they can see that I'm putting the Mexican flag on the top, you know, just give them a little bit of of hope,
Mhm.
you know, that everything's possible, you know, like you just gotta keep grinding. Sometimes life is not easy, you know, but you gotta make the change that you have to make and make it happen, you know. So I just really want to be a hope for all those kids, you know.
I love it, man. Well, you're going to have your next opportunity inside the UFC octagon soon. Hopefully, it is at the end of April. They can find you that new opponent, and you can go put on a show. How much has your popularity,
Thank you,
like on
man.
your social media, how much has that grown since your fight with Onama?
No, man, honestly, it's been growing. It's growing. It's been growing more. Uh, since I got in the UFC, like people is been start looking for me a little bit more. So I'm very grateful for that, for all the support. But yeah, honestly, after that fight, it was it was different, you know. It was different. Yeah.
I can only imagine. Well, Roberto, I appreciate the time today. It's great to interview you for the first time. Hopefully, we'll get a
Thank you,
chance
brother.
to do it again in the future. Before we do
Thank you,
officially
brother.
sign off, my pleasure. Thank you. I want to give you the floor, man. If you have anyone you want to thank or any sponsors, just anything you want to plug before we sign off, the floor is yours.
Well, I just want to say thank you to all my team, sponsors, and also my fight team, all my training partners that they've been helping me to making this happen. Um, we stay on the mission, you know, no matter what's gonna be next, Miami or Kansas or whatever, we're gonna be there ready, you know, and just very grateful with all of you guys.